You're watching the Isaiah Factor Uncensored.
And welcome back to The Factor Uncensored. The digital age has become extremely dangerous for young people. We're talking specifically about the metaverse. If you're not familiar, it's essentially virtual reality with the help of a VR headset. Now, users are immersed into that world, which is filled with all kinds of people from our actual reality, but virtually. Some have good, and of course, as we all know, some have bad intentions. According to reports, pedophiles use the space to target children and share images of child sex abuse. Joining me now to address this issue on The Factor Uncensored tonight is Caroline Roberts from Children at Risk, Sergeant Tyrone Tribe, and Deputy Yusuf Abid, and parent Sammy Veal. So Sammy, as a parent, what is your biggest concern with your children using VR and being on the metaverse and being potentially exposed to individuals who are not looking out for their best interest?
I think that's it, the exposure that I can't control. So I don't know what they're going to run into when they're in the metaverse. I don't know how to regulate it. I don't know how to put, the parental controls on it. Like, what can I show them? What can they see and what can they not see? So I don't know how I don't even really understand how it works. I put one of those headsets on and it's cool, but I don't know how that world works. And I think that not knowing is a different kind of fear in its own, So, and then when you factor in child images that's being sent around and stuff like that, it's like, how do you protect your kids from that? Do you want them not to use it at all? Or do you, how do we get to a space where it's safe for them? So that's my concern with it.
And Tyrone and Yusuf, are you guys as investigators out there, law enforcement, seeing anything that's disturbing you already in that universe?
All right, so I work with our child abuse unit, so we pretty much investigate, any allegation of physical and sexual abuse. Deputy Yusuf here, he works with our high-tech crime unit, so he more so specializes in that, so I'll let him.
Is this threat real, Yusuf?
Yes, sir, it is. We see it on a daily basis. We get thousands of reports, and we do our best to handle it all, but it's an ongoing thing. It's a reality thing. It's true. Everything that you hear, it happens. These guys prey on our children. They go online. They use these virtual games. They use these online games. They go on social media. They lower our children, and they do it all the time.
And Sergeant, are these people hard to arrest, to follow, to identify? Because we're talking about virtual reality. We're not talking about their real identities. We're not talking about people who their faces. These are individuals you have to track down.
Yeah, yes, sir. Yeah, it's difficult because a lot of times, they're not here physically. They could be located in another country or something like that. So with that being said, a lot of times you have to coordinate with other countries, other agencies, so it can be very time consuming.
It's a process. We do it on a daily basis, that I get a case and I have to identify who this person is. And it doesn't happen like, TV shows, 1, 2, 3 episodes.
Right, in 30 minutes.
Yeah, exactly. It takes sometimes 3 months. I have a case I'm working for the past 9 months.
Wow.
It takes a process, and sometimes they come back and they're not local. Sometimes they're in another state. Sometimes they're in another country. So it happens.
And Caroline, how is this impacting families? I'm sure it takes a toll not just on the victim, the young victim, but the entire family, because they could feel helpless.
Absolutely, and I think it's so important as families to establish open lines of communication. It's just the reality that your child is going to have some sort of online presence, most likely, and so you need to set rules and expectations early, and to really explain to children, what those rules are, what those levels of privacy are that they can expect. Be the parent, check your child's tablets or phones, establish rules that they cannot use them except maybe around you, and set rules for, whether they are allowed to make friends outside of their known friends to you. As well, helping kids understand what to look out for. So any alienating language that's alienating them from their support system, that should be a red flag. Any requests for photos or requests to send photos, that kids just know going in, these are the rules that we expect from you.
And one of the important things you said was be the parent. Don't be afraid not to be the parent, because I mean, you don't need to be your kid's friend, you need to be their protector.
Absolutely. Absolutely. But it's important that kids establish that trust with that parent, that they know, hey, these are the rules, these are the expectations, and it's not a betrayal of trust because my parent has already established this expectation with me.
And so have you had a conversation with your children saying, look, here's what you need to look for. If this happens, come to me. If that happens, come to me. I'm here for you.
Absolutely. Well, so specifically to this VR situation, no, just to be honest, we haven't had that conversation because I wasn't aware that this was going on until, you know, I learned about this today.
And Caroline, that's part of the problem.
Yeah.
Parents are not up to date, you know?
And child predators are always evolving.
Yeah,
and we have to evolve with them. We have to be just as quick as they are.
And guys, for those who may have a situation that they're concerned that their child may be involved in a situation, who should they reach out to in a situation like that if they feel like their child could be potentially a victim to a predator out there?
All right, well, first, I mean, we advise, just call your local law enforcement agency, and just file a report. And what we'll do is, ultimately, the report will be transferred to whatever investigative division, which will be our high-tech crime unit, and they will launch an investigation from that point.
If to add to him is, if there's no offense committed, a lot of times the officers won't take a police report. And the reason why is because there is no offense, where there's a lot of offense that does happen that precede it. So they have websites. If you go on Google, you Google websites for children, kids and online predators and stuff like that, and they have local agencies. I don't know all of them on the top of my head, but you could always research, and they have places that give you guidance. They'll give you a guide and tell you, hey, look for this. Look for if these are signs, if this person's asking you for this question. A lot of our victims, the problem is they're scared to come to their parents. They're scared to tell them. They get lured in, they end up sending images, and then they get scared, they get blackmailed to send money to do this. And so it's kind of hard sometimes to be the parent because the victim, the child, is scared to go to the parent.
Right.
So sometimes it is good to build a bond with that kid. And I always tell people, I always tell my sisters, my family and everything, tell your kid you're always there for them no matter what. Even if they make a mistake, even if they did something wrong, you're still gonna be there to support them, because when it comes to stuff like this, it's very difficult and it's very scary, especially for a child. When they come to you, and how do they tell their mom or dad, I sent a nude image of myself?
It's a tough call. We want to thank you all for joining us here on The Factor Uncensored and for the work you all do here in the community.